Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Kang Ho Lee, moderator of this session, and I am the president of Grundfos Pumps Korea and chairman of Grundfos Taiwan and deputy chairman of Grundfos Japan. And Grundfos is headquartered in Denmark. In this session, we are going to have a practical discussion regarding the talent management program. And this session is designed to understand the world-class companies' talent management experimental cases, especially from 3 continents, representing America and Europe and Japan and Asia. So today we have 3 respectful speakers. First speaker is Hang-hee Lee, who is the president of Corning Korea, representing American corporations. And second speaker is Mr. Hae-dong Kim, the chairman of Braun industry in Asia Pacific. And the last speaker is Mr. In-duk Cha, the president of Toshiba Korea. And now we are living in the age of talent war. So today's session, we hope to have a great learning from these experimental cases of 3 world-class companies from 3 continents. So I would like to introduce the first speaker. And for the program, we will hear presentation from 3 speakers first. And then after that, we are going to have a Q&A session. So please take note. And then after all the presentations, we are going to have Q&A discussions. I would like to introduce the first speaker, Hang-hee Lee, who is the president of Corning Korea. And she has led this company more than 20 years. And she is PhD in marketing. And she was nominated as one of the top 10 future leaders in Asia by Asian Wall Street Journal. So please welcome Hang-hee Lee from Corning, America.
Thank you for the introductions, Dr. Lee. I'm very pleased to share Corning's talent management excellence here today. So, Corning is the special glass and ceramic companies with 160 years history. It is just one of the extraordinary companies in Fortune 500 with the 150 years history. So I'm glad what we are doing to share what we are doing to lead the future and through the people management. Okay, Corning has this kind of programs. It's not long. As you can see, that I have 5 agendas. It's that understanding about what is real brief overview of the meaning of talent management, and also Corning's case, as well as the key frameworks what Corning is doing. So it is really experimental case sharing of Corning. And then I will share core critical integration process, and then what is today's Corning key initiatives. So that is what I have 5 agenda today. So first, talent management term is just a recently built concept. So many companies has their own definitions and differentiate things. So minimally, the talent management is to include recruitment and leadership and the learning, leadership development and learning, and succession planning. So it's a recent board conference as board studied about the talent management component. So the listed thing is just announce the informations, what kind of talent management component, what is required. So you can see it in the note in my presentation material. And in that, the board study also shared the informations, what is the pace and the 3-step. Okay, one, consistent, repeatable, and the second pace does not properly work. Okay, so such a kind of comprehensive and defined the second pace, and third pace is integrated. So where we are, in case of Corning, we are moving from phase 2 to phase 3. So we are working hardly to integrate the process and programs. So Corning's case, we have a very clear missions here. It's, all this kind of talent management should support the Corning's business strategy and employees. That's what very clear mission. And also we have clear visions to who is working for this area. So you can see here is all recruiting and people development. They should be having the right talent with right skills, working environment with effectiveness. So Corning has also clear guidelines and with the principles. So such a kind of things, relevant, all programs should be relevant and should be working globally. Also, it should be the practical, just with very clear informations and also understanding. Also, it should be integrated, not just a concept, but it's with many opportunities to improve integration across talent management processes. So also it should be to have the partnership with not just people working in the HR as well as business side and functional side through their feedback and requirement. And that kind of things also implemented in operation excellences. So this is actually moving to the talent management framework, what Corning has clearly. So, Corning has 7 values from long time ago. So the key thing is the individuals. That's talent management framework should be based on this kind of Corning's value as foundations. And the second foundation is also the way of thinking. This business as well as all function strategies should be foundations for this talent management. And then role profile is very clear to specified in the key responsibilities as well as people's and the behaviors, experiences required for the success for the futures. That 3 fundamentals actually based on the 4 areas, talent acquisitions and planning and the development as well as performance management and reward. And Corning team is in talent management is measuring the whole situations to ensure that. I'll move on to the more specific detailed things is for 4 areas. The first one is talent acquisitions. It has 6 areas to have minimally. So to have right talent in right positions and right role and right time. As you know, it is really difficult in recruiting the right people. So we have such a kind of activities to support this kind of acquisitions. Second one is talent planning. So we have such a 4 areas to have right talent inventories and planning for the future needs. And third one is talent development, providing tools for the learning and leadership development. Actually, Corning has many training programs internally, as well as we are using external training companies as well as school. So first, enterprise learning programs we have in online, offline, as well as leadership development planning, and self-development. Also, we have a regional learning programs, which is including the cultural differences also. And first, managing and reward programs, which is we call PDNL, People Development, Performance Development and Review. We call the PDNL. As all compensation is actually based on this kind of performance. So we call pay in performance. So all this kind of compensation and reward is based on the performance as well as managed by compensation department. It's what we have internally. And all this one also is measured properly and very clearly. So we creating the feedback loops to have climate surveys every year as a whole company, as well as and occasionally division or function. Whenever they're required, we have special surveys to understand the working circumstance as well as people's management structures. Okay, then next movement is as a core of integrations. As you can see in the HR conference, the board studies shared that stage, phase 1, 2, 3. In the last phase 3 is the integrations. So we think the talent planning is the key area to integrating the other stage. So talent planning output is actually serve input for the other 3 segments. So this talent planning output has identified of the top talent, for example. Then that result, actually that outcome is actually became the input of other process. For example, is the top talent identifications is very clear guideline for stepping for the futures, and also it's a very clear message for the next step in the talent development. For example, is having a training plan and development plans, as well as rewarding, as including compensation for the people retained. So such a kind of talent planning output is become the other element for the talent management frameworks. So as a Corning's today's key initiative is we deployed SMICE development. Actually, in these years, a whole group has online self-development site. So everybody can get in the online and can design their own development plan, as well as the succession plan or the career path plan. So supervisor can help each individuals as well as HR specialties also. So I can do by myself what would be my talent and define myself through the PDNL, as well as planning myself for the future career path. And then also compensation is kind of thing also be helped by the HR or compensation groups through the online system. Also, I can find my next opportunity in the company, kind of thing is possible through the online. So it was initiated as early these years at the Corning. It is really powerful things for the talent management system. So we have all other programs as priorities. Every year Corning has such a kind of every year we have such a kind of priorities for HR, but this is what I can share here is talent management priorities. So it is really well doing in Corning, and people who has the responsibility in their job, and also as a future growth engine, we believe is talent management process can help a lot. So we Corning had sustainable growth over 160 years. We believe that's come from the people. So we also believe future growth next 160 years come from the people also. That means talent management system which we have, it should be improved more and more, but it would be the key, very critical keystones for Corning's growth for the futures. So that's what I have today to share the Corning's case, what is Corning's talent management framework, as well as what is priorities, and how we Corning believe as for future talent management system can bring the Corning's futures. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Lee. It was a very good presentation about talent program from the 160 years old American companies. Now it's time to listen from the European company, Braun, which has about 170 years old history from Europe. And I would like to introduce Mr. Hae-dong Kim, who is Managing Director and Chairman of Asia Pacific region of Braun, headquartered in Germany. And even he covers the West-South Asian countries like Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, something like that. So he finished the PhD course and expecting get the degree soon. And he is stationing in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. But for this special session, he flew to Seoul a couple of days before. So let's welcome Chairman Kim.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Lee. Very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. What a passionate people you are. I mean, such a wonderful, the autumn weather in Korea. You are sitting in the dark rooms like here and talking about the boring issues, human resources. Well, I'm sorry that the human resources never be the boring issues. I mean, it has been the all the time exciting, the issues. Well, I have no intention to promote our companies here, but the Braun, I don't think this name is familiar to most of you, unless you are in the healthcare sectors where the company is taking a certain role in globally. So just take a few minutes to go through by introducing the newspaper article. One of the Korean, the major business newspaper, they had a series of program under the name of the global top knowledge companies, and in which the Braun has been introduced as a top knowledge companies. The top line of this article, as you could see, the company cannot be simply be evaluated by the financial performance, which can be good and bad, but also by amount of happiness of employees and customers the company serve enjoys. Indeed, we believe that no matter how hard we work, we cannot win over for those who are happy to enjoy their work. That become our guiding principle. So Braun is the company where the passionate people enjoy their challenges. This is not a unique culture only Korea developed. There is nothing but just follow the global, the corporate, the cultures. The company has been 171 years in the market. Still, family-owned independent companies. The last year, the sales revenue reached 4 billion euro, which is equivalent to approximately $6 billion US dollars, which is 6.4% above last year, a year before. And more impressively, the bottom line net profit the last year is 40 million euro, which is 30% above previous year. Isn't it impressive, the performance? The more important, as I introduced, the company has been rewarded as the best employers in 2009 throughout the whole Germany. the company had a perfect scores in every criteria, from the compensation, market leaderships, working in life balance, job securities, the people developments, and last but not least, climate and culture. The the famous, the companies listed below the B. Braun. This is the Asia Pacific, where I'm responsible, from Australia, New Zealand, all the way down to India. As Dr. Lee introduced just before, very recently, Central Asia has been integrated in our territory. The Central Asia means all the countries which name finish with stan, Kazakhstan. The Afghanistan, which reminds one the wonderful story that I found one brilliant the Afghanistani who has been studying in one of the major international MBA in the major university in Korea. We were lucky to find him, and then we provide him internships in Malaysia, and after training and after graduation, we delegate him to the Afghanistan. Soon after, he developed a business as big as few million US dollars. Equivalent amount also has been donated into the countries where the people are really desperate in need of healthcare, whatever kind of healthcare services. That is one of the good examples that I could proudly introduce. What does Asia Pacific mean, not only for B. Braun, but also to all the multinational companies? The 65% of all population, world population, resided in Asia Pacific. What does it mean? Therefore, we set our Asia Pacific vision serving half of the world. In reality, Asia Pacific is contributing only 13% as of today to the group. But of course, vision will be, it will be a matter of time that we will contribute half of the contribution to the group. How fastly go to realize our vision? We made a simple the comparison case study between Thailand and Indonesia. Market attractiveness, Thailand is much better. The medical device market size, over 400 million US dollars, whereas Indonesia, less than 1/3 of that size. But surprisingly, research shows completely different way. The blue one is the performance of Indonesia, while the Thailand colleagues were stagnated over year and year. What lesson we could learn out of this case study? Indeed, we are marketing the same innovation developed in Germany, same products by the similar organizational structures, with the same global marketing strategies, at the similar market environment, where we are competing with all the same global competitors. Yet, we have a different result. If environment is so important, our colleagues in Thailand must have been much, much better. In reality, the way you have seen was completely the other way around. If we understand the root cause of this difference, perhaps if we duplicate the success of Indonesia to all the other countries in the region, perhaps we could be more successful. Our study tells everything's the same, except there's two factors. One is, of course, leaderships. Another thing is the people competency, which means the talent. So, it's all about leadership and people competencies. Nothing much from the environment or other factors. Then our approach is more than clear. How to build the right leaderships and people competency. That is exactly the same of the title that we are talking today. Our conclusion was, if we were able to fill our organization with competent people and keep enhancing and sharing their competencies and providing a working environment where these competent people enjoy their challenges. It sounds quite similar. I mean, the Professor Pepper, what he shared in BASIC was nothing different from this one. Of course, it is easy to say, but it's extremely difficult to implement. How to do it? We put the very healthy, competitive working environment where we can fill our organization with only talent people. How to keep enhancing and sharing the competency? By putting learning organization. And of course, the best place where the people can enjoy their challenges, go even beyond their limits. Of course, today, I'm going to touch only these two areas, which is equivalent to the subject today. So, the people development is no longer a backup HR sort of service. This is our core competency, core integrated strategies to make our organization competitive over our competitors in the market under the name of, let's say, Braun Asia Pacific winning mechanism. So for the last couple of years, I have done nothing but to implement this core integrated strategies. First, how to realize the mission, healthy, competitive working environment. We had four the major elements: attraction, identifying and selection, of course, and retention and development. And each and every criteria, we made our own KPI and own respective strategies. Unfortunately, time doesn't allow to introduce all these the strategies in great detail. I just picked a few of them to share this morning. Before go into that, we set the guiding principle. To fill the company with the only right people, our company has no budget, no headcount limits for the competent people. And the vacant position cannot be the reason for the new hiring. Only when the manager finds the good people is the only one criteria to hire the new people. It is pretty much similar to the company's R&D approach. If people are that important, now people are making company the competitive, why not? We are taking HR issue as like the R&D. And in addition, we're not going to wait until the good people comes. Good people will never come, and good people will never wait until the company has vacancies. Actively go into the market to search and hire and retain the good people is one of the most important, the priority of head of all the division. This is pretty much in line with the marketing approach. So some of our subsidiaries, we appoint marketing manager as HR representatives. As the way I see it, there is no difference. And I'm not interested the personal competency of the president of each and every country is under my territory. The leader will not be evaluated by himself, but leaders will be evaluated by the people he or she work with. It's again easy to say, but reality is that more than 90% of all hiring decisions are made by an interview. The most selection decisions are made in less than 1 hour. I don't believe it. It's 2 seconds, according to the Fresh. The interviewing is only 14% accurate in predicting performance, and turnover cost could be as high as 100% of annual salary. And 30 million people secured the employment by lying on their resumes. In fact, I have a very good eyes. I had a very good insight when I was working in Korea, as we are having the same cultures, we are using the same language, we are having the same interest. So my selection, the probability was quite high when I was working in Korea. But when I was in other countries like India, every Indian can impress me in 5 minutes. My insight doesn't work outside of Korea. I had to realize it. So I need some other tools to judge the people. Well, there's a famous story that one of the famous, the icon CEO of one of the Jebel in Korea, whenever the CEO had an interview, he come together with the fortune tellers to evaluate the candidate. Well, I do believe so. So instead of fortune teller, I just couldn't invite fortune teller to evaluate our own people. Instead, I invite the psychometric assessment tool in order to evaluate the suitability. Eligibility is very easy to find, but suitability is extremely difficult to judge. So these are all different the psychometric the assessment tool, Hans, Harrison, and Hogan, that we have been using for a couple of years. And then we realize the respective tools are strong in the respective areas. The one of the case study that we had back 2005, 2006, approximately 30 people, we went through the Harrison assessment. Harrison assessment is one of the psychometric assessment tool. And for those who had a higher score, like here, at 80 above, has a higher probability to get the higher performance appraisers. And for those who had a lower score, has a higher probability not be successful. Unfortunately, this case study cannot continue as we stop hiring for those who are less than 80. Therefore, no back data are available. That is the only reason why we couldn't continue this case study. Well, there are lots of arguments. The first ranking system is good for the organization or bad for the organization. One of the representative, the academic group, like Professor Pepper, is extremely against this kind of the ranking system. But as long as the companies is really keen to have good people, I still do believe for the time being we need this kind of forced ranking system. Not because that we want to get rid of this non-performer, but to find a way how to help the people to develop in the upper level like this. As a second, the element was learning organization, where we keep enhancing our people's competencies. We built the B. Braun Business School, we have a different the level of stage of learning opportunity, learning the platform. The local B. Braun Business School and the talent pool program that are pretty much in the local initiatives, whereas Asia Pacific MEP means the Management Excellence Program, and Leadership Forum for the country managers that are pretty much on the regional initiatives. Let me introduce a little bit about our talent pool program. We take quite comprehensive the selection procedures. Of course, starting from the performance appraiser, we only select those who are ranked A and B. Of course, it must be younger. But we still open the opportunity for those who get the ranking of C if there is some special nomination from the head of department. And then psychometric assessment, the Harrison and Hogan. And the filter 3, that we give a book. This year we gave the Thinking for Change, written by Professor John Maxwell, and I asked them to submit the paper. And then we form the panel reviewer, and they judge who write a better paper. And once they are selected, every individual in the pool get their respective mentor. And they get additional sort of disbursement. They have additional allowance. And they go through the very, very intensive the talent pool development program for 18 to 24 months. The first batch was completed beginning of last year. 35% of them were promoted. Asia Pacific Management Excellence Program, we selected the potential leaders from the respective countries, and 20 of them get together in one country to spend 10 days to study, to learn about the latest the management issues. This is one of the typical programs that we had, 5th Asia Pacific, the Management Excellence Program, that was a couple of months ago in Kuala Lumpur. Interesting thing is that all those lecturers are in-house lecturers, which means that our own employees, our own senior managers, except only one, Dr. Prem, which is Vice Dean of National University of Singapore. So only 2 days we rely on external lecturer, and all 8 days we are doing by our own selves. By strong belief that learning, the teaching is the best way to learn. So these are the lecture pools we developed so far last couple of years. And at the moment, I think the list went down all the way to almost 30 internal lecturers. Professor Pepper made it very simple. You hire the right people and let them do the business. Indeed, I believe so. I mean, I spent a lot of my time to develop our own people, and yet they develop our business. 2004, I was inaugurated in Asia Pacific. Our bottom line was quite alarming situation. As of last year, we were 22 times more profit than what we had back 2004. So I do believe that when we develop the people, then the people will develop the business. With that belief, the company provides the best working environments to all employees, not only one single countries, but also from Germany, Malaysia, Indonesia. This is the Vietnamese factory, one of the landmark factory. So that's all about it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chairman Kim. We are very proud of having these actually CEOs who are the three speakers today. They are the global talents, I think. We will come back for discussion with these respectable global talents and CEOs. Okay, now it's time to introduce Mr. In-Duk Cha, who is the president of Toshiba Korea, who is the first president of Toshiba Korea as a non-Japanese speaking person. So very unique person. And Toshiba is again another 130 years old company, has 530 subsidiaries in the world. And he has MBA and has very successful development as the first president of Toshiba Korea. Please welcome Mr. In-Duk Cha.
Okay. 안녕하세요. Yes. Good morning and Ohio. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Lee, Grand Post Pump, and Dr. Lee, Koning, and also Dr. Kim, B. Braun. Well, speaking of speakers today, I think all three speakers are doctor, except me. So I think I have to consider to go on with a further doctoral degree. Okay. I do not think I will go through all the slides today. However, taking this opportunity, let me briefly introduce Toshiba Corporation in order for you to get to know better about our company before touching on the main subject. Okay, so as Dr. Lee said, we have 135 years history, one of the longest company in Japan. So usually Hitachi, Matsushita used to be Matsushita, but now they changed the name to Panasonic. And Toshiba is the kind of big three manufacturing company, and Toshiba has the oldest, the history. And our sales is about 90 trillion won, which is a little bit smaller than Samsung and a little bit bigger than LG, in between. And then 55% is occupied by overseas sales. And then, of course, all Japanese companies trying to expand their overseas sales. Okay, employees, well, around 200,000 people. Well, this is because of nature of the company, the company, because they have a solution business, they have like an infrastructure business, as you know. So we have rather more people than Samsung or LG or Sony. In fact, Sony has a little bit of the bigger revenues, but their employee is only about 80,000 people. Okay, so overseas employee is 42%. And surprisingly enough, we have 529 consolidated group company, and out of that, the overseas 313 companies are in the overseas. This is very surprising. This is maybe even kind of how can I say? It's not a worse, but it's more than the Korean companies. Okay, so Toshiba comes from Tokyo Engineering Company and also Shibaura. So Tokyo Shibaura goes to Toshiba. Okay, and we have many business lines like a digital product group, and we have also electronic device group. Okay, semiconductor, NAND flash, and of course the digital product. We have laptop, we have TV. And we have HDD, and we have, like a POS system, everything. Okay, we have also infrastructure business. We have a nuclear power systems. So, recently we acquired Westinghouse. Okay, so that our the power systems became number one in the world. Okay? And also we have a Toshiba elevator, we have a solutions. Also we have a very famous X-ray, which is medical systems. And also we have a home appliance. Okay. So still, digital products, had a largest portfolio, 36%, and then power plant, 35%, and then semiconductor, 20%. So we have many subsidiaries. So this is the kind of very unique nature that Toshiba has many different company in overseas, not having a one single company. It depends on their business lines. They have their own the companies, and this is something we have to develop or we have to improve when we make some globalization. Okay, so we have overseas headcount. So China, we have more than 20,000 people. We have USA, we have more than 19,000 people. And even Korea, we have about 1,000 people, 1,200 people, mainly factory workers related with LCD products. Okay, so yes, globalization is a key word these days in the Japanese company. So the Japanese company try to expand their sales operations in overseas, and also they try to recruit talented global local people, okay, to improve their performance in overseas. Okay, so yes, they try to expand its overseas sales. Okay, so this is a Toshiba commitment. So of course, globalization is their the key word. But also used to be we have a key word about the people. So we have a commitment to the people. So people means that of course employees, but of course it's partners and also our customers. Okay? So we have a management vision. Okay, with the competencies and attitude expected of Toshiba employees everywhere. Okay? Also, we have a commitment to the future, okay, so that we try to sustain our growth into the future. So this is a basic commitment of the Toshiba Group. Again, usually, whenever we have some booklet or introduction, in the front page, we have this kind of slogan and motto for our organization. And this is our vision. Okay, again, this is related to our also talent management. So who you are. And we have, broad outlook, action-oriented, and leadership, and organization development, and the global perspective, and also leading innovation. So this is the, Toshiba has a value and a mindset, which is Toshiba Global. But this is not, as a matter of fact, it's literally Toshiba Global. This means that, as I pointed out, this is our Toshiba behavior and mindset, which is global perspective, okay, which is highly regarded as a diversity sense of value and humanity, and they have direct communication with cross-cultural understanding and guiding people by quantifying the target and providing logical explanation kind of things. And also reading and innovation. Management innovation is a hot topic these days in Toshiba, utilizing Six Sigma. So try to recognize the potential and set higher targets and challenge difficulties, and analyze the current situation, anticipating changes and respond proactively. And also, create a mid long-term vision and strategies through restricted benchmarking and keep a sense of urgency. Okay, and then also we have to develop organization, and also we have to have a broad outlook about the, our fundamental essence, and have a rich humanity and sophistication. And also, the Ogaku-sama, that Japanese always, Ogaku-sama. So we put the customers first and think from the counterpart's point of view. And also we try to execute, okay? So we have a plan, and the most important thing is how we can execute and implement our plan. So action-oriented, okay? But just ardent passion and then commitment, and be action-oriented and proactive in accomplishing tasks, okay? And also leadership is very important, and we have integrity and observe compliance and grasp to the real issues by understanding the situation in the front line. Okay, so Dr. Lee and Dr. Kim of Braun already mentioned about the key things on core talent management. Okay? Maybe American or European company are very strong and open to hiring a core talent and to manage those talented people. But the Japanese company rather not be open and not stipulated by HR policy that much. But certainly we have some way of hiring or finding a core talent, mainly internally or from the beginning, entry level or most likely potential stage. Usually 10 years after joining the company. So Toshiba cases, in the corporate entry level, we don't know who's are really talent. Usually, we hire the people. Of course, we have some interviewing session, and then we hire the people. And usually, Japan company is a lifelong, the employment, and they are very loyal to the company. But also, we have not open, but very much kind of indirect way of finding talented people internally. Okay? So, for instance, like a company president, we don't have an official kind of a succession kind of a program for the president. But as times go by, or we internally, we know that who's going to be next president. So maybe it's not a kind of official way, but indirect way, we could know who's the talented people in the organization. Okay? So usually, as I said, not entry level, around 10 years, okay, after joining the company, we call it this potential stage. They've been, some talented people been recognized, and those recognized talented employees usually take bigger responsibilities with variety job rotations and many overseas training opportunities. So core talent in Japanese company has usually been identified through multidimensional kind of feedback and input from a peer group, or their boss group, or from even customers and partners. So like a casual event, usually that Japanese workers get up early in the morning, okay, and then they came to the office, and very late, in the night, okay, after work. And they have usually, it takes about sometimes 1 hour, more than 2 hours sometimes, by train to return their home. So they are so hungry, so they have to have a dinner together. So usually, izakaya, they have all to get together. Sometimes company provide the kind of what is that? It's not a customer entertainment. It's kind of employee communication, activities. They support them, and they talk to each other. So that casual, kind of event, and is very important way to identifying the talented people. Yeah. So this is kind of indirect way, as I said, so that so it's deeply. I mean, the Japanese company, even they get to know each other very deeply because they, spend the whole, daytime and even after the dinner time together with their co-workers. And these kind of personal things sometimes influence their future career or future position in the organization. So I think this is very unique, and then differentiate some character or nature, distinguished from the American company. So I think this is also same as the Korean company too. Okay? So let me also go through some training programs for the internal people and also the global people. So we have Toshiba Global Training Roadmap here. So entry-level people, we have some the trainings. And also we have, as I said, we have training programs for high potentials. We have overseas management courses. And also we have functional skills program. We have a Toshiba value training. Okay? And also manager level, we have a global marketing leaders program. And we have also project management program. And all the, the management courses we have. And also executive level, we have a global executive forum. We have a Toshiba Westinghouse Gold program. And then we have a innovation leader program. So as you know, it's not like a Western company. Japanese company has some limitation in training in terms of language or in terms of culture. Okay, so usually we are using some the colleges or kind of very renowned the training kind of facilities or training institute. So we have a global executive forum. Okay, so talking about the Toshiba's midterm business plan and corporate strategies, and also we have a discussion session with our corporate president. So you can see here, okay, our president, and you can see many the global people here, and then we have a Toshiba Westinghouse Gold program. Okay, which is also sponsored by INSEAD, the famous business school for the world. Okay, so we have a leadership development, and also we have a global market growth, touching on the innovation challenge, and also building a global perspective. Okay, and also we have innovation leader program. So yes, this is, as I said, is a kind of a management innovative program. They like GE, they have a Six Sigma, and also Motorola, they have Six Sigma. So management innovation is kind of same kind of a project they have. And again, they have global training programs. And also this is very unique. We have maybe this is kind of a trend also in Korea, and then maybe Asian culture make this kind of training possible. So liberal art training, okay, is in Korea like 인문학, okay, for the management. We try to make the liberal art training, try to enrich humanity. Okay, and then curiosity and inquiring mind, and basis of values and thought, and the personality that is respected and adored. So yes, this is of course we can train some kind of a management, policy or management, the decision kind of scientifically, but also this is going to be a backbone of the leader's decision. Okay, and also they can cultivate global business person with good acumen. Okay, so of course this is also Aspen, Colorado. Okay, and also we have a global marketing leaders program. Okay, so that we have also INSEAD business school program we have. Okay, and also field research. Okay, so we have covers many topics like industry analysis, understanding our industry, and blue ocean strategies, and also increasing sales, how to increase sales, and pricings, and channel management, and then effective branding. They kind of, all required some marketing programs, training, and also importantly, project management is very important. Okay, and we have project management programs. Okay, and also we have Caltech, very famous university in the USA. So we send people to Caltech, and then we had a very good feedback from them. And also, we have a various overseas management course sponsored and then trained by like INSEAD, sometimes IMD. Also, we have Harvard Business School programs. Okay. And also, we have management development courses, okay, about the general management, and also leadership development. Okay. And then this is also web-based. We have a corporate entry program. So we have many programs, but I think I cannot, cover all that, considering the time constraint. So all in all, Japanese company drive globalization and then aggressively as domestic market dependency has a limit. However, unlike Korea, Japan could not find a competitive overseas educated people. In fact, okay, because they still, not going overseas to learn something in USA, or they are kind of confined to Japan. So Japanese young people tend to be satisfied with a domestic-based company rather than global manufacturing company. For an example, like at Tokyo University every year, graduate mostly goes to government in the first option, and then domestic banking in the second option. And the last options are trading companies like Mitsubishi or Mitsui or other global players like Hitachi, Panasonic, Toshiba. So Japanese global companies try to have more local talent and try to have more global trainings where local talent could get more commitment to the company they are belonging. So Toshiba would not be exception. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Cha. Well, today we'll listen from the three respectable CEOs, and at the same time, I think they have been the global talents in their own companies. Especially today has some special meaning because we have three representative companies from three continents, America, Europe, and Japan and Asia. So I will ask a couple of questions and then I would like to have your question from the floor. Dr. Lee, from Corning, I have a question to you. You gave presentation about the global talent program, how to develop and manage the global talents in your company. And you think what is the most important elements to become the global talents? So can you please tell the floor so that many young generations can be prepared for the future?
Well, you're asking my personal opinion or company's corporate opinions?
Either way.
Okay. Well, it's at first, it's my personal opinion. Its performance is first. You should show up how I can deliver the performance based on the company or corporate strategy. So it should be performed first. Then Corning has, in company-wide, Corning has a system and process to evaluate the people. It's based on PDNL, as which I shared earlier, is the performance development and review process. So we have a 6-box matrix. So based on that, we should have each person has in each categories. So through that PDNL, so the person should be appointed high potential first. Then we gave the many training process as to certified as the future talent. So based on that, actually we can keep training and develop the career path. Then the person can lead the company or the certain functions for the futures. So the first is what I'm thinking, and as company think, performance based on and then their company provide a training process to develop the persons for the futures. That is process and also the element which is required to lead the company for the futures.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Lee. Next question goes to Dr. Kim, Chairman Kim. You are very proud of your company history, 171 years old company in Europe. And you yourself, as a CEO, you worked in the company for more than quarter century. So, and as a global talent, and you cover the, I think, greater land size than the Gwanggaeto Daewang in history. So we are very proud of you. But what's the secret of the longevity of yourself as a global talent and your company's sustainability for the longevity of history?
Well, the sustainability is quite an issue nowadays, not only for the European companies, but for the companies doing the business. Whenever it comes to the sustainability, the many people is talking about social responsibilities in environments and this and that. But the real important thing is the fundamental strengths of the organization. After that, we can think of social responsibility, which is important. I have no intention to underestimate the importance. What is the fundamental? Well, our companies try to be independent. The independence is the one of the core value of the companies. The independence means that we would like to free from the short-term investor whose interest could be quite different from our sort of long-term way of doing the things, including the business. In a way that I shared my session, despite of the time constraint, I tried to touch why I developed that kind of the integral strategies. That I started from the diagnostic of the fundamental root cause of our organizational challenges. And of course, we are busy day-to-day business, but the improving this fundamental strengths of the organization cannot be underestimated at all. Well, I have a strong belief that is the different approach that most of European companies, particularly the family-owned companies, approach to business to the other type of enterprise.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Kim. Next question goes to Mr. Cha. You were recruited as the CEO of Toshiba Korea, and at that time you couldn't speak in Japanese language at all. So I would like to ask a question that how important that foreign language capability and competency, how important that is to become a global talent?
I think language is important, but I think the issue here is not a language. I think it's a communication. So whatever language you could speak, I think how to pass your or convey your the message is important. So you don't have to be a native speaker. Okay, if you're a native speaker of Japanese or English, it's gonna be comfortable. But comfortable does not mean everything. So that you don't have to speak like native speakers. Okay? You have to, if you really speaks like a native language, like Mr. Lee or Dr. Lee or Mr. Cha, it speaks like a Japanese or speaks like a American. Sometimes it makes some misunderstanding. Okay? Even if we don't understand very well, they think that you understand very well, but you are not following our guidelines, sometimes things. So sometimes, foreign language deficiency is an excuse. So, but as I said, thing is not a language. It's your concept and also your knowledge and then how to communicate your knowledge to your people in headquarters, also your people in Korea. Okay, so other company like Toshiba, which Japanese company, is more and more globalized, and they are not a Japanese company. They said they are a global company, and also since Toshiba is in Korea, Toshiba is a Korean company, local company. So that's why it's been about 10 years. Used to be we have many Japanese, about under me there are 4 Japanese expatriates, but at the moment we have none. Okay, so in fact I have no chance to speak in English or in Japanese. In fact, because there is no Japanese. Yeah, but I think it
Okay.
yes, many things to say.
The young generations don't need to be afraid of any foreign language capability then. Thank you, Mr. Cha. Well, we are living in the really, truly global age at this moment. As an example, the CEO of Pepsi, as we all know well, Indian lady, and the CEO of Sony and Nissan are not the Japanese people. And at this moment, Dr. Kim and Chairman Kim of Braun, as a Korean, he is stationing in Kuala Lumpur and covering so many countries. So sooner or later, in the nearest future, we hope to have a Korean CEOs in world-class companies all over the world. Today's session is very valuable to have that kind of view for the future. So we would like to share the opinions and questions together with Flo. So if you have any question, please raise your hands. Okay. Are there any mics prepared?
Thank you, Chairman, and for sharing the global talents. And we're learning a lot. I'm from the Philippines. And first question, as you have noted, is we have the talents we have here are working in foreign companies. But we know that in East Asia, the main pattern is still ethnocentric, meaning we send a home country sends your own nationals to a host to manage your subsidiaries in host countries. So my question is, to what extent now is localization of CEOs a big factor in global competitiveness? That's my first question. My second question is to congratulate the lady CEO. And how do you said performance, right, is important, but we know there are a lot of stereotypes for women CEOs or for women managers. So in your talent management, how do you emphasize, how do you combat sexism, chauvinism? We know that CEOs, women CEOs are still very rare in East Asia. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you for your good questions.
So the first question, localization.
Okay.
I can little bit. Of course, the other the speakers would answer to that question. But localization is evolving. So I think when I joined the Toshiba, I think I was one of two or three the local president in worldwide. We have about 300 something overseas subsidiary in worldwide. But now speaking of digital product group, we have 8 regions, reporting to headquarters. Used to be I was the kind of only one, but now out of 8 region, I think except 1 or 2, yes, China and the all regional director is non-Japanese. It's evolving. Within about 5-6 years, it's changing, right? So I think Philippines, I think the Samsung or LG, I think probably still send Koreans.
Okay, very good, Mr. Cha. I would like to add one more comment on that. now we are living in the global stage, but globalization and after, we think localization is already at the corner of every corner of globe. Our company, Denmark-based company, Grundfos Group, I've been with this company more than 20 years ago. We have 85 companies all over the world in 50 countries. 98% of the country managers are local people. I studied Grundfos Korea more than 20 years ago as a Korean. So globalization is here at every corner of the earth. So sooner or later, the localization is much more important than now. Okay, the second question to the lady, Dr. Lee, it's your time.
Okay, thank you for the questions. Well, as in case of the Corning, we have pretty much developed programs for diversity. So as global company, gender and color, such a kind of thing is not a real problem. So in case of Corning, has over 70 countries, we have the subsidiary company as well as manufacturing site. So this July, on management committee meetings, is announced how Corning is working on globalizations. Is the whole key area for manufacturing is localized. I'm just adding the first questions. And second is in the management side is we are on the way to go as more localizations. In case of me as a leader in Korea, gender is not the reasons is demotivating. Actually, I delivered the performance. It was evaluated properly, and then I put a lot of effort to motivate myself. It's usually the woman who is working in the business is self-demotivating. That's what I'm thinking. Of course, it's not exact same opportunity between men and women, but we should overcome such a kind of circumstance by myself first. So I'm talking to the whole ladies here of somebody who want to be a leader in the business should know yourself first, or you should very well watch out you are doing yourself demotivating. The first, you should work with the passions to enjoy the same opportunity with the men or any other male staffs. And also, you should work or demonstrate yourself to the others as well as yourself. That is quite well delivered your performance to the management group, I think.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Lee. One more question from a lady in the middle.
I want to speak Korea. Okay.
Okay.
영어가 좀 짧아서 길게 얘기하지 못하고 저는 고려대학교 컴퓨터학과 박사과정의 안영아이고요. 저는 두 번째로 창업을 준비하는 그 여성 CEO의 입장에서 질문을 드리고 싶습니다. 아주 상당하게 인상 깊게 들었던 김혜동 사장님, 그 회사가 가족 기업이고 또 도전을 당당하게 즐기는 기업이라고 또 대부분의 세 분의 연사께서 성공적인 사례들만 보여주셨는데 실제로 창업을 하고 3년 동안 회사를 경험하면서 다시 재창업을 준비하는 입장에서는 보이지 않는 실패도 상당히 준비해야 된다고 생각하는데 지금 도전을 당당하게 즐기는 기업이라면 그 반면에 반드시 실패가 있을 텐데 인재를 다양하게 검증받아서 죄송합니다. 인재를 검증받아서 이렇게 채용을 하셨지만 그 인재가 실패를 했을 때 그 브라운이라는 회사의 프로세스에서 어느 정도 대처하고 커버하는지가 상당히 궁금합니다.
Thank you for the question. Indeed, I made many the mistake, particularly when I came into the Asia Pacific for the very early time, as I just introduced before, that every single Indian could convince me in 5 minutes. I have hired a lot of people in the early stage, back to 2005, 2006, 2007, before I developed this the platform. Only 30% of the all employees that I hired, I'm not saying that they are excellent, they were acceptable level. The 70% that I believe it was talent was not in. So over the years and years, I spent much more time, longer time, to get release of those non-performing people. From that experience, I had no other choice, that I don't believe myself anymore. So I actively introduced this, the psychological, the assessment tool. Since then, I must admit that our chance was much better.
Okay, thank you, Chairman Kim. There are so many questions from the floor, but as a moderator, the lunch time is coming very soon, so I feel very sorry to end this session now. But through this session, we think we can get some idea to share the knowledge and experience from the three respectful world-class companies' talent program. So I thank you very much for your participation and questions. So we hope to continue and keep in touch with all others correspondences afterwards. So I would like to end this session with big round of applause. Thank you.